Hello everyone, this is Miss Berlin and this lecture video is all about word problems or sample word problems related to first law of thermodynamics. First law of thermodynamics states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but only converted from one form to another. And the problems that we will be tackling here demonstrates that. For example, problem number 1, what is the change in internal energy of a system that absorbs 455 joules of heat and does 325 joules of work? To solve this one, we have here the following. Since the given values are the absorbed heat in the system, then that is here, the Q here represents the heat in the system, all right? The Q represents the heat, and since the system absorbs heat, that is plus 455 joules, and since it does work as well, the W here, the variable W represents the work, and it is negative 325 joules. Now, the required or the missing value is the internal energy. We are looking for that. What is the change in internal energy at that point? Now, the solution here is this one. The change in the internal energy of the system is equivalent to the value of the heat plus the value of the work. Now, substitution, the value of the heat is plus 45 joules, plus 455 joules rather, plus negative 325 joules for the heat, the value of the W. Then solve that, that is positive 130 joules, the answer for that. Therefore, the internal energy of the system increases since more heat is absorbed than the work done. All right. If you will look in the negative sign and positive sign, there is more work done compared to the there is less work done compared to the what I mean is the heat. So again, the internal energy of the system increases since more heat is absorbed than the work done. You can see that by the negative sign here, denoted by the negative sign. All right. Now, next problem, we have your sample problem number 2. This is sample problem number 2. Let me note this one. If the internal energy of a system increases by 50 joules and the quantity of work the system does is 80 joules, is the heat absorbed or given off and how much? That is the problem. So to solve this one, we have here the following given. The given is the energy of the system, energy in the system. That is, if the internal energy here, this will be positive 50 joules. As you can see in the problem, we have here increased by 50 in the system. So that is plus 50. And then the work done here is negative 80 because, again, work the system does is 80 joules. That is negative 80 because it released a value of work. And then we are looking for the value of heat. Originally, we have this equation from the internal energy of the system, which is equivalent to the heat plus the work. We will manipulate this in such a way that we can have the variable for the heat. So transpose the internal energy of the system on the other side, you will have a negative value for the work here. So the Q here now, that is, substitute the value of the energy of the system, that is 50 joules, minus the value of the work is negative 80 joules. And then 50 joules, therefore, plus 80 joules is positive 130 joules. You will have positive here if you will multiply that. So that is 130 joules. Therefore, the system absorbs heat by 130 joules. Alright? So that is all for the sample problems related to first law of thermodynamics.